We'd like you to meet another artist who has been featured in the Artomat, Benton Harbor. We had provided artist Ethan Minsker some questions about himself, his art, and his involvement with Artomat. He was kind enough to create this video.
Hello, I'm Ethan Minsker. I'm based out of New York City in Union Square in the East Village. I've been an Artomat artist for almost 3 years now. I probably do about 2,000 pieces over the course of a year. I make movies, visual arts, and books, and an artist slash teacher, Jennifer Larson, based out of Wichita, watched a movie called Self-Medicated, a film about art. She then invited me to come talk to her students at Wichita Public High School for Arts. Shortly after that, she had done some kind of interview or something with the gentleman who runs Artomat and started Artomat, and then she suggested that I submit. I then submitted, and some of my pieces were accepted, and I've been an Artomat artist ever since. My favorite part of being involved with Artomat is that it's a good way to find new people who would be interested in your art. If you looked at the back of any of my pieces, it has a short bio on me and my website. People are getting a business card and a piece of artwork. You know, when you're making art, it's like your friends and your immediate family know what you do, and then friends of friends and family know what you do. But reaching that fourth circle or third circle of like people who have no direct contact with you is a way to increase the people who follow your career and your artwork. So having my artwork placed inside Artomat machines is a great way to reach a wider audience. For the people who don't know what Artomat is, because I'm always explaining this when I'm selling my work, Artomat takes old cigarette machines and converts them to sell original pieces of art. Those machines are placed in galleries, museums, breweries, all across the country. I get people tagging me from places like the Hawaiian Museum of Contemporary Art, or the Chrysler Museum, Smithsonian Museum, from the Cosmopolitan Hotel in Las Vegas tagged me. It's added a lot of people who are interested in what I do. I've also seen that my artwork has been in gift shops. Specifically, the Chrysler Museum made a post about my artwork there, and then I reached out to them and they took some of my larger pieces into the gift shop. There's all sorts of ways that the Artomat has benefited me as an artist. In Baton Rouge, they put one in the local airport, and that made the nightly news.
Take $5, put in the machine, pick your art, and now you've got a great piece of artwork to remind you of Baton Rouge. Reporting in Baton Rouge Airport, Ariel Salk, NBC Local 33 News.
The reporter tagged me and sent me a little video clip of them talking about the Artomat in Baton Rouge. Where I am definitely influences my artwork. My personal artwork is a lot of times related to the city. I also use paper mache and recycled materials. So every piece of the Artomat is using cardboard and little pieces I rescue from the trash and converting it into original art. Rescue stuff from landfills, take stuff that otherwise would be garbage and put it up on your walls as artwork. And in my personal artwork, I use a lot of references from the city, a lot of the birds, a lot of the animals that I see. During the pandemic, I was doing wheat paste artwork around the Lower East Side where I did animals and put them up in the streets. Then I started putting those on water towers and putting those water towers above the pull-down gates. Everything I do creatively references and influences the other things I do, whether it's film, writing, fanzines and books, visual arts within paper mache, sculpture, and painting. Artomat has influenced my work in the fact that putting those little bios on my website on those little pieces of paper, I now do that on all of my artwork. So it's kind of across everything. I'll take the little bio, glue it on the back of my larger pieces as well. So they're all kind of uniformed. Jerry Saltz, the art critic, wrote a thing on a social media post that artists need to be selling artwork at the price of a cup of coffee. Artomat is generally, I think, around $5 for a piece of art. I've now been taking those same small pieces and been putting it in the thrift shops and also selling them on the street. It's a good way to start somebody as a collector of my artwork, and it has led to people buying larger pieces. Also, talking to curators and gallerists, artists really need to help develop a new group of young collectors. How do you do that? You make artwork affordable and people start collecting work, and then over time, as they raise up and do better economically, that they might be buying your work at a higher point break. So if you see an Artomat, please definitely look for mine and get yourself a piece of Minsker artwork. If you have any other questions, feel free to write me on Instagram. I respond to every message I ever get. Thanks for listening.
Thank you again to artist Ethan Minsker for answering our questions. Look for his art in Artomat machines around the country. We hope that the next time you're in Southwest Michigan, you'll check out the Artomat machine at the livery. Make your first or your next purchase of affordable original art. If you think you're interested in becoming an Artomat artist, hosting a machine, or would just like to know more about how Artomat started and where Artomats are located around the country, please go to artomat.org for all of the information.